Are you fundamentally pessimistic or optimistic about where we're heading? If you can keep that, it's a big question, but you know, I hear a lot of good and bad in this conversation. So, are we screwed?
So I'll start. I'm deeply optimistic about this set of issues, which is one subset of these issues. On the issues of, are we heading for a world in which work will allow us to combine breadwinning and caregiving much more effectively for women and men? Now that's one. I'm deeply optimistic for simple demographics. Mm-hmm. One is, so I strongly recommend iJen's book, The Age of Dignity, which is a fabulous book, and she talks about the elder boom. And I was saying before, I'm born in 1958, I'm the height of the baby boom, so I know exactly as the elder boom happens. So as we age, baby boom ages, we can't afford to retire. We really can't. So we have to keep working, but we're going to need to work differently. And we're going to need to work in a much more flexible way, in a project basis. But we're going to want, and we'll have, Medicare, right? So we're going to push for different ways of working. The millennials are already pushing very hard for different ways of working. They think office-based work is stupid. And in many cases, they're right. Not all. But in many cases, we do not have to work the way we work. Why do we sit in an office for 8 hours a day when we could be doing things and being much more efficient and fitting together our caring lives and our working lives much better? And parents want that, including men. So demographically, I look at how elders are evolving and how millennials are evolving, how the shape of the economy and technology are evolving, and I think this looks like a much better world for parents or for caregivers broadly. So on that note, I'm optimistic. On the policy side, I'm going to leave it to other people. I'd say we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of potential, but we have a lot of work to do.
Quickly, you guys want to weigh in?
I am also very optimistic, and I think it's probably because I've seen enough polling data at this point that confirms that Americans feel optimistic, that Americans absolutely, they're troubled now, they have not recovered from the recession. Don't be confused and think that, you know, the wealth total's coming back, that the sort of median wealth or median income is at all reflective of what's happening in a granular way. It is not. But I think Americans generally feel very committed to making our country one that promotes equality of opportunity, and they believe strongly that government has a role to play in that, and that includes Republicans and Democrats. Yes. There is absolutely a feeling that we should not sit by and let our country become anything other than the meritocracy that everyone wants it to be. So to me, that becomes a real opportunity to capitalize on public opinion, public desire, especially going into the 2016 election. I think that there could be a lot of momentum and that a lot of things are possible.
Heather, thumbs up?
I'll be very brief. I'm very optimistic, both because of who we are as a people and because of our power to change at this moment.
I'm also part of the optimistic choir up here, and because I do think we're in a moment of incredible change, paradigm change moment, and in moments of change, there's actually more room for new protagonists, new solutions, new stories, a new narrative to emerge, and I see them emerging. I see home care workers, fast food workers, Walmart workers, women across the income spectrum asserting the dignity of care work, speaking out and telling the story of what it means to be a caregiver and how valuable that work is. So I see new protagonists, and a lot of them are women, and that is inspiring to me.